those waiting for a revitalized Roman Catholic Church. After serving the church for 23 years, in 2002, I was removed, even though I had in 1979 studied American Sign Language at Gallaudet College in Washington, D.C. In 1985, had a vital role in the establishment of Canada's first Catholic Bible College. After 17 years in parish ministry, I had taken advanced pastoral clinical training in spiritual care and served as a spiritual care provider at Headingley Correctional Center for 6 years. My bishop removed me from the active priesthood because I was gay and not celibate, giving him no other option but to terminate my ministry. After leaving the priesthood in 2002, I developed Warrior of the Rainbow, through which I offered spiritual counseling services in a non-religious context. I have published 3 books and talks for each book. And now I want to freely share my perspective and experiences to give a voice and empowerment for many gay Roman Catholic priests who live in fear of being outed and owning their truth. In the Roman Catholic Church, there are 4 levels that are causing a structural issue. The issue has been illustrated as a pyramid, but here I would like to speak about it as a bicycle tire. The first level is the axle and is made up of any man who can wear a mitre in church, such as the Pope, the cardinals, and the bishops. And I call them those in power. Those in power share in the infallible faith of the Pope. They see many priests as being unfaithful to celibacy, many among the faithful as being less obedient, and the media as religion bashing. The second level are the spokes around the axle, who are the priests. The priests also share in the infallible faith and are in total obedience to those in power. Many priests feel isolated and lonely. Others are being the scapegoats for the pedophile priests. And many live lives in fear of being outed and expelled from the church for their orientation or voicing personal views. Attached to the priest is the third level, which I call the faithful, and is made up of the rim and the tire itself. The rim is what I call the blessed faithful, who have a total faith in the church's teachings and values. They feel sad at the lack of reverence and respect by many attending, and others feel shame and guilt about their children and grandchildren not attending. The tire is what I call the selectively faithful, who have a questioning and selective faith about the teachings and values of the faith. They see less participation, and many feel discouraged by the silence and the lack of transparency around the sexual scandals. The challenge is that as those in power, the priests and the faithful, age and drop out, there's all the people outside and not joining the church to fill the tire with fresh air. Typically, it's the younger people, but there are a lot not joining the church. I call this fourth level, those waiting for a revitalized church. Among those waiting for a revitalized church are the youth, young adults, and many among the selectively faithful. Some have a hopeful faith, but many have a spiritual, non-religious faith. They see those in power as lacking credibility on issues of accountability, inclusivity, and equality. There is a big gap between those in the church, those in power, the priests and the faithful, and those outside the church who are waiting for a revitalized church to join. To bridge the gap, you must have this one asset, and it's called freedom from fear. Freedom from fear provides 3 desired outcomes. First, it includes accountability. Second, it includes inclusivity. And third, it includes equality. And without these 3 desired outcomes, all wrapped up in the freedom of fear, you will never be able to fill the gap to include the 4th level, those waiting for a revitalized church. And why would someone among the faithful and those waiting for a revitalized church want to become a priest, to be of service to the church? And by serving the church, you are serving God and his people. And as the problem of fear grows and perpetuates through those in power, to be accountable for the pedophiles that they are in denial of protecting in the fear of being accountable to civil law and losing hundreds among those in power and the priests. Second, to respect the inclusivity of the LGBT community by accepting the LGBTQ acronym, which identifies their sexual orientation and human rights, and of those who are gay among those in power and the priest, calling into question the requirement of celibacy. And third, and for all the members in the church not to be fearful of women who seek total equality, as they could bring the language of the heart, passion, and imagination, which they and gay priests could bring to a revitalized Roman Catholic Church. And as the problem of fear grows and perpetuates through those in power, it affects and causes a barrier to those waiting for a revitalized church. And if the church is not being revitalized, the church is not being served. And what needs to happen for those waiting to join the church in order to build in the freedom from fear into the church? There needs to be accountability, inclusivity, and equality. And without these three outcomes, what is happening is the church is not being served fully on all levels. And if the church continues not to be fully served at all levels, the business of the church is not being fully served. And if the business of the church is not being fully served, then the church will quickly decline. I'm not claiming to fix the present structure. I'm saying this is the way it is. I'm bringing awareness to the problem, even if I do not offer a solution for the present structure. I'm bringing clarity to those among those in power, the priests and the faithful, who are experiencing confusion and asking themselves, what is going on? I'm saying this is what's going on. And I feel compelled to share my insights and perspectives to bridge the gap called freedom from fear for those waiting for a revitalized church by restructuring the Roman Catholic Church to be totally inclusive and accountable. May the God of your understanding continue to guide and empower you.